Welcome to the 2021 Summer Camp Virtual Orientation. We know you're excited for camp this summer, and so are we. This orientation will give you all the details that you need to know to be prepared for the best week of your summer. We will be attending 4-H camp from June 21st through the 24th at Rock Eagle. Let's get started. At camp, Rock Eagle is divided into 3 tribes for a friendly competition to see who will win the Tribal Shield at the end of the week. This summer, Putnam County will join the Muskogee Nation. Our colors will be red and yellow, and our symbol will be the almighty flaming arrow. So, how do we win the Tribal Shield? Well, we have to make sure we keep our Muskogee area clean at all times. We have to have the best behavior, like being quiet when we're told to during assemblies. And most importantly, we have to show the most spirit. We need to learn our tribal chant and wear our colors. So when you're packing, make sure you remember that red and yellow to show your spirit. You're probably wondering about where you'll be staying your week of camp. Well, Rock Eagle has over 50 cabins like the one pictured here. Our cabin is pretty cool. It has 5 youth rooms, which will hold about 2 to 3 kids. There are 2 bunk beds in each room, as well as a dresser for each person to put their things in. Each room also has a private bathroom. Room number 2 is the adult room, and there will be 2 adults per cabin. The cabin also has a common room, where we'll meet for activities and discussions with our Milk Cottage counselor. The Milk Cottage counselor is responsible for meeting with the cabins and helping to plan for each day. They also help us conduct activities and walk us to the dining hall for some of our meals. You'll get to know your Milk Cottage counselor really well. For the girls' cabin, your adults will be Miss Jackie and Miss Francis. Our boys' cabin will be sharing with Morgan County. And the adult leaders for the boys' cabin are Mr. J and Mr. Harrison. It is important that we understand that our cabin is a big family. We will treat everyone with respect and kindness during our week at camp. We'll also be treating our cabins with respect by keeping them clean throughout the week. We will be living in close quarters with people we aren't used to. It's important to understand that everyone lives a little bit differently and to be patient with each other. It's also important that we understand that we have to be respectful of those that we are sharing our areas with. So let's talk about each shared area and how you can learn to live peacefully together. We'll start with the bathroom. It's important that everyone takes a shower daily. Your daily shower could be in the morning or at night, but we will be getting muddy, dirty, and sweaty daily, so showers are a must. Remember, however, that others need to take a shower as well, so make sure your shower is quick. You will need to make sure that you don't leave anything in the bathroom laying around, including money. Work quickly and clean up when you're done with the bathroom. Use your hair dryers in your room if you prefer to use a hair dryer. Rinse out the sink after you use it, flush the toilet, and throw all trash away. Make sure you hang wet clothes up outside and report broken stuff to adults. Let's move on to the bedroom area. Make sure you keep your area clean. Don't use other people's stuff, and don't sit on someone else's bed. That's their private area. Clean up trash and food to make sure that we don't have ants or other bugs come into the cabin. Make sure that your mirror is your space. Make your bed every single morning, and don't leave the front door open. Outside, we share as well. It's important that we pick up paper and trash when you see it, hang wet items on the clothing line, and leave dirty shoes at the door, preferably in a non-messy way. So line them up on the porch outside the door. And also be respectful of our environment. Leave the wildlife alone. That's their home too. Our goal is for everyone to have a happy week of camp. Having a happy week of camp means that we will be spending a lot of time with each other, and it's important that we live by the golden rule, to treat others how we would like to be treated. In 4-H, we are friendly to everyone, and we include everyone in all of our activities. Avoid these trouble starters listed. They just encourage arguments and frustration. Instead, when you have a problem, try to take a deep breath and calm down. Try telling the person, let's work this out, and work with them to come to a compromise on your problem. Walk away and take a break if you need to. Sometimes we just need a break from the situation, or we need to take a little break from the person to calm down in order to talk about it better. Remember, you can always go to an adult to ask for help on how to fix your problem. And remember to use friendly words. You can always catch more bees with honey. Remember that throughout the week, we need to work together so that we can truly enjoy our summer camp. We have a set of rules that we must follow when we attend camp. You and your parents will sign a form called the Code of Conduct, agreeing that you will follow the rules. The Code of Conduct basically states that we will be living in close quarters and spending a lot of time together. You need to treat others as you expect to be treated. Listen to the adults and follow the rules, even if you don't like the rules. If you are asked to sit and listen, then you need to sit and listen. If you're asked to quiet down and go to sleep, then you need to quiet down and go to sleep. We're counting on everyone to be on time to activities and to be where they need to be. If you are unsure of where you need to be, you need to ask an adult or a counselor. Some of us like to play jokes or make fun, but others do not. We must respect each other's feelings. If you can't say something nice, don't say anything at all. When we are frustrated with each other, we will smile and walk away or find an adult, counselor, or team leader to talk to. We will not threaten each other or tell each other that we will hurt each other. We will keep our hands to ourselves. Our bodies will not touch each other's bodies in hurtful ways. We won't punch, pinch, slap, or hit. And we won't use something else to do this either. We have our own space. Our cabin is our space. Our room is our space. Our bunk is our space. We stay in our own space. We do not go inside other people's cabins, rooms, or areas. If you have a problem, if you don't like the way someone is treating you or how you've been treated, first ask them to stop. If they are not willing to accept your request, talk to an adult. We want you to tell the truth. We want you to share your worries and concerns, but we want to be sure that we are truthful. If you've not seen it, done, or been a part of it, don't repeat it. Overall, remember to attend your sessions, be responsive to the reasonable requests of leaders, respect personal safety and the safety of others, dress appropriately, use appropriate language, do not conduct any bad behaviors, and make sure that you behave properly. If you don't follow the rules, your parents will have to come get you from camp. The Code of Conduct lists the consequences for breaking the rules, so it's important that you read it completely before signing. During your week at camp, you will have the opportunity to attend many really fun classes and activities. In archery, that class will include a brief history of archery, safety rules, instructions for shooting, and target shooting using lightweight compound bows. During canoeing, campers will enjoy a class full of fun out on the lake with friends. You will have the opportunity to swim twice during camp this week. Due to COVID-19 requirements, swimming this year is a class, and youth will get to do it twice. This helps us make sure that we can control how many people are in the pool at a time. Youth will be assigned to either herpetology or lake ecology. In herpetology, snakes are alive. This class covers all you'd want to know about snake, venomous and non-venomous, identification, do's and don'ts, myths, and benefits. 4-Hers will be given the opportunity to touch and or handle a live snake or other reptiles. Youth will be randomly assigned to attend herpetology or lake ecology during the week of camp, and we don't require anyone to touch anything that they don't want to. So if a youth really doesn't want to touch a snake, we're not going to force you. In lake ecology, this class will help 4-Hers develop a better understanding of the unique world of life surrounding and within a pond or lake. Youth will also have the opportunity to attend our HOP class, which stands for Health is Our Pledge. In this class, campers will understand the relationship between food and exercise. They'll have a hands-on opportunity to make fresh fruit smoothies and play lots of really fun games. All 4-Hers will have the opportunity to participate in crafts. Each camper will have the opportunity to design and make fun crafts that they can take home from their week of camp. During the Native Village class, campers will learn about how the Native Americans of Georgia lived and what kind of activities they participated in. And on the nature hike, a visit to the Rock Eagle Effigy Mound is the first stop on the nature hike, teaching the history of Rock Eagle and the area. See and learn how people of this area lived with the land from the time of the Rock Eagle Effigy Mound to the present. Let's talk about your week of camp this year. We will arrive and be settled by 4 p.m. on Monday. Our Milk Cottage counselor will come and introduce themselves to us, and we will go to dinner and have an activity at the cabin. This year, mealtime will be divided into 2 shifts to maintain social distancing in the dining hall. Half of the cabins will go to the dining hall while the other half stay at the cabin for activities and games. Then, those 2 groups will switch during all meal times. On Monday, after dinner and activities at the cabin, you will actually jump into your first class. Following our first class, all the Muskogee Nation will gather into a tribal meeting. At tribal meetings, counselors act out skits and play games. Following our tribal meeting, our Milk Cottage counselor will meet for Milk Cottage time, where we will plan for the next day and have cabin discussion time. We will then head to bed. On day 2 and day 3, we will wake up bright and early and have breakfast and activities at the cabin. You will move into 2 of your classes and go back to the cabin for lunchtime and activities. After lunchtime and activities, you will go to 2 more of your classes and then back to the cabin for dinner and activities. That sounds like a pretty full day, right? Do you think that's it? Nope. We have evening activities on Tuesday. We will have the variety show, and on Wednesday we will attend the pageant where counselors will act out the story of Rock Eagle. After night activities, we head back to our cabins for Milk Cottage time and lights out. On Thursday, we will wake up bright and early and have breakfast and cabin activities. We will learn which tribe won the tribal shield. You will then be picked up by your parents and probably be ready for a nap when you get home. Each kid will receive a neck name tag. You can see this pictured at the bottom right of the screen. You'll have your name tag in the front, and in the back you'll be able to put your schedule. Each kid will have a printed schedule that will tell them exactly what time everything happens and where to be at those times. You will also get a meal card that you will swipe at every meal. Your schedule and your meal card fit into your neck name tag. This is probably the information that parents are wanting to know the most. What do I pack for my kid? First, we ask that parents try to pack as little luggage as possible. We suggest 1 suitcase and 1 small bag. Too much luggage is difficult for youth to manage. It is important this year to pack lots of face masks. Youth will be asked to wear face masks while indoors as well as when they are outside and can't be socially distanced. While in their bedrooms, youth will not have to wear a face mask, but when we are in the common areas, we will ask youth to wear a face mask. Remember, kids will get dirty, muddy, and sweaty, so you'll want to provide them with at least 1 mask a day, but I would throw in a couple of extra for good measure. For their rooms, youth will need a twin-size sheet and blanket or sleeping bag, as well as a pillow. Youth will need about 2 towels and washcloths for shower time, as well as 1 to 2 towels for pool time. It is important to pack extra outfits for camp. Please don't buy brand new clothes for camp. Remember, youth will be outdoors, they will get dirty, wet, and muddy. Clothes need to be casual and summer weather appropriate, but please read the back of your packing list for our clothing guidelines. A great tip is to pre-match all of their outfits and pack them in individual Ziploc gallon-sized bags. This makes it easy for your kid to just grab a bag and get ready for the day. Don't forget plenty of socks and undergarments, and youth will also need pajamas. You will need to send toiletry items such as toothbrush, toothpaste, deodorant, which is very important because youth will be active throughout the day, a comb or brush, soap and shampoo, and other personal hygiene items such as hair ties. The showers will be used by different people throughout the day, so we suggest the use of shower shoes. Cheap flip-flops make the best shower shoes. But please note that the only time youth can wear their flip-flops is while in the cabin. Outside of the cabin, youth are required to wear footwear that has a heel strap to avoid sprained and broken ankles. Youth will need a swimsuit. We require that females have a one-piece or tankini. You will need to pack 2 pairs of comfortable shoes. 1 pair will be getting wet. We suggest having a sandal like the one pictured. It must have a heel strap. These sandals are easy to clean when muddy and dry very quickly. Youth will be using these when they go canoeing and when they are walking back and forth to the pool. We also suggest an old pair of tennis shoes for our nature hike. These shoes will get dirty, so do not send new tennis shoes. Remember, once tennis shoes get wet, they're very difficult to dry, and wet shoes cause blisters. So we highly encourage a pair of sandals and a pair of tennis shoes. A poncho or rain jacket is great in case of rain. A laundry bag for dirty clothes helps youth keep their dirty and clean clothes separate. Youth can bring a camera to take pictures for memories, but please do not send expensive electronics with youth. We are not responsible for broken, lost, or stolen items. Youth will be in a variety of settings where things get dropped in a lake or on the ground often. Our suggestion is if you send one, send a cheap disposable camera. Insect repellent is important as well as sunscreen. We preach to the kids throughout the day to reapply sunscreen. Once you're sunburnt, camp tends to not be as fun. Sunglasses and a hat can also help avoid being sunburnt as well. A water bottle is vital. Please put your youth's name on it. And we preach to the youth throughout the day to stay hydrated. They will be active and in the sun and will need to drink water regularly. Finally, you can send spending money, but I will talk about that on a later slide. Most of these are common sense, but there are some items that we should not bring to camp. If you bring these items to camp, you will have to go home, and in some cases where the code of conduct is broken, we will have to contact UGA police to process the incident with parents. Don't bring the following items: alcohol, drugs, and weapons, fireworks or firecrackers, expensive toys, and other expensive items. We suggest not to bring cell phones, and I'll talk more about that in another slide, radios and stereos, skates and scooters, water balloons, and excessive shaving cream. Don't bring items to create pranks. Too often pranks go wrong and we don't allow pranking at events. Other mischievous items that will get you in trouble and sent home. 4-Hers are responsible for damages that occur because of their misbehavior. If a child has to leave camp, parents must come pick up the child at the parent's expense. We are not responsible for lost, broken, or stolen items. Let's talk about arrivals and departures. You will arrive on Monday, June 21st. Parents will bring their kids directly to Rock Eagle. There are a few guidelines when dropping your kid off for camp. Do not leave your car when you arrive. Youth will be checked in at their vehicle and parents will stay in their car the entire time. Number 1, park in front of your assigned cabin at your assigned time. You will find this information in your parent packet. Stay in your vehicle and wait for 4-H staff to come check you in. A dog check intake form will be completed where we will ask you if you've shown any signs or symptoms of COVID. Parents will then give staff members the youth's medication and/or bank envelopes. Youth will unload from the vehicle and staff will help take them and their luggage inside. Once inside, youth will have the opportunity to unpack in their bedroom and participate in activities while we wait for everyone to arrive. Youth will depart from Rock Eagle on Thursday, June the 24th. Parents will pick youth up at Rock Eagle. Remember, when you arrive, do not leave your car. Youth will be checked in at the vehicle and parents will stay in their car the entire time. First, park in front of your assigned cabin at your assigned time with your pickup pass. If you do not have your pickup pass, we will have to check license and will only let youth leave with the people listed on their medical form or parent transportation form. Stay in the vehicle and wait for 4-H staff to bring you your child. Staff will walk youth and their luggage to the car and give any medications back to the parent. You will fill out a parent transportation form and turn it into the 4-H office indicating who will be dropping off and picking up the youth. Youth will have the opportunity to visit the canteen. At the canteen, youth can purchase candy, soda, and slushies, as well as souvenirs. There is a canteen price list in your parent packet. Parents are welcome to utilize the 4-H bank for spending money. For the 4-H bank, you will put kids' spending money in envelopes labeled with the child's name and the day that you want the money to be given to them. Those envelopes will be put in a Ziploc bag and turned into 4-H staff. We will hold on to those envelopes and give them to the kid prior to breakfast on the day that you want them to have their money. We suggest about $5 to $10 for regular days, and if you want a child to have a souvenir shirts cost about $15 to $20, so you would add that into one of their envelopes. For the 4-H bank this year, kids will be visiting the canteen on Tuesday and Wednesday, so you will turn in an envelope with Tuesday and an envelope labeled Wednesday. There's a 4-H bank form that you'll need to fill out indicating whether or not you'll be using it. Once money is in the hands of the youth, we are not responsible for lost or stolen money. If you are using the 4-H bank, a great tip is to write a letter in there for your kid. Remember to be positive and upbeat. Tell them that you hope that they're having a great time. Avoid talking about missing them because that can increase homesickness. But they love getting notes from their family. Let's talk about camp mail and telephones. If you would like to write to your child while at camp or send them something, in order for the mail to arrive in time, you'll need to mail it on the Wednesday before we leave. The address is listed here. Make sure that you have your child's name, that it's listed for Putnam County, and what cabin number they're in so that the mail gets delivered to them appropriately. There will be no personal calls during camp. First and foremost, the service at camp is not that great. But if you have an emergency, my number is listed below, and you can also call the Rock Eagle 4-H Center from 8 in the morning till 5 p.m. I will make sure to keep my phone on me at all times, but please know that it's best to text me. Sometimes at Rock Eagle, I do not receive missed calls, so I won't know if you've called unless you leave a voicemail. So please leave a voicemail or text me, and I will get in touch with you and we can handle any emergency that may arise. Remember, this is a chance for your child to be independent and to learn in a safe environment how to be away from home and be supported while doing it. A lot of times when kids make phone calls home, they get homesick more easily, and that increases the chance that they want to go home and not stay at camp. That's why we suggest that parents do not send cell phones with youth. Remember, this is an opportunity for growth to help them learn to be independent and be away from home in a very safe environment. Parents will always have my contact information, and I will handle any issue that you may have. Parents can also email their child by going to the following link on the screen. The link will provide a website where it'll give you instructions on how to email your child, and you'll use the password Clover. But let's talk a little bit about what we put in our letters and our emails to kids. I stated this briefly earlier, but sometimes mail can increase homesickness, especially when you write about how you miss them so much, and even our dog Bobo misses you and we're so sad at home without you. That oftentimes can increase a child's homesickness. And remember, homesickness, a little bit of that is normal and it's okay. But if you write in your letters that you hope they're having a great time and you can't wait to hear all the stories when they come back, and you're so excited for this opportunity for them, that encourages them to have a great time. So remember to be careful what you write to your kids. One more note about cell phones. If we see a cell phone being an issue with a child, such as them keeping kids up all night on the phone because they share a room, or they're bringing it to their classes and workshops and they're using it and it's being distracted, we will take up cell phones. And also remember that we're not responsible for any lost, broken, or stolen cell phones that are sent to camp. My suggestion is just leave them at home. Let them have a chance to be outdoors, having fun, meeting friends in a safe environment where they can learn some independence. You'll be asked to turn in a medical summary form or a medical release form. This form helps us in case of a child getting sick or injured while at camp. Please make sure to fill out this form completely. Include other contacts for emergencies, include doctor information, and on the back, make sure that you check off any medicines that can be given to a child without first contacting the parents. These medicines are listed on the back, and they include items such as Tylenol, ibuprofen, Pepto-Bismol, and things for simple stuff like headaches and stomach aches. If medicine is not checked on the back of the form, we must contact you before any medication can be given to a child unless they are taken to the nurse. This could be the middle of the night that you get a phone call because Susie Joe has a bit of a stomach ache and we need to give them Pepto-Bismol. Please list any special instructions besides those check marks that you have for your child. If your child has regular medications that they take, they are not allowed to keep them on them. You must turn them in to 4-H staff. You will need to put them in a Ziploc bag with your child's name on it. You'll need to include any special instructions for that medicine, and you'll need to make sure they're in a bottle labeled with instructions as well. These medicines will be given to your child as directed. So you've learned everything you need to know to be ready for summer camp. We're excited to see you in just a few weeks, and we're going to have a blast at Rock Eagle. Go Muskogees! If you have any future questions, please contact the 4-H office. Have a great day.